5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Mr. Tim Bavard.
Hello. Did you like our little intro thing there? We changed it. Not because Dan isn't here. Dan is normally here, but he's not well, so he's not here tonight. But he will be back. It's just he's got a lurgy, I think. That's the thing. But yeah, we've done this little new intro. Did that go down well? Thank you very much. Yes. Did you like the pregnant pause? We built that in. So anyway, lovely to see. Are you all well? Yes, of course you are. You live in Eastbourne. You're delightfully well, aren't you? All year round. All the sun you get down here. Marvellous. It's lovely to see you. As you know, I'm always excited. That's just a thing. And I'm really still very excited. I was exceptionally excited last month because I gave you some sort of who was here last month? Was it quite a few? Yeah, so I told you a little bit about a book that Cicely Sponge has been working on. Yeah, Cicely. And I gave you some sort of very sort of poor quality drafts. And you all know about Cicely, don't you? I think well, maybe the new people, maybe not. Thank you. Thank you, Clarissa. I didn't pay her, but that's marvellous because the thing is, okay, I didn't know what was involved in writing a book, but it turns out quite a lot. And so as you know, I like to tell you about things that I've done since the last show, and I have done nothing apart from focus on this book. So either I tell you about the book again, or I just stand here for about 3 or 4 minutes and say nothing. And that's not going to work so well. So I thought I'd tell you about the book, but I can show you, because I've had it back from the designer. So would you like a sneak preview of... Yes, well, I was going to give it to you anyway, so, I don't know why I asked. But yeah, so I've had it back from the designer. And I think I mentioned last time that it's illustrated by an artist who comes to the show in St Leonard's called Maria O'Neill. And she lives in St Leonard's, so she's a local artist. But for those of you who weren't here, this is the book. Look, that's the cover. That's okay, isn't it? That's okay. And look, is it Cicely? We don't know. But she looks wistful, perhaps. She's looking wistfully in the distance. And at the top, a collection of Cicely Sponge's nonsensical letters to the Bavard Bar. So that's the premise of the book. It's the letters that Cicely has written to me relentlessly over the past 6 years. And I have never replied, but still she goes on writing to me. And everything she writes is total nonsense. But it's very charming, I think, possibly. So anyway, what was I going to talk to you about? So inside the book, and this was my dog, Poppy, who, bless her, died on the 21st of March, 2024. And she was lovely. So there's a little in memoriam there, which I thought was quite nice. And on the right-hand side, it's all nonsense. Mainly because I don't want to be sued. Because I do make some references to certain people, which I'll show you in a minute. So then look, I've got an actual contents page. You see, it's a proper book and that. And chapters, and acknowledgements, all proper. And I thought, it's got a forward, and there's the forward. This forward is not written by Sir David Attenborough. Nor is it written by Miriam Margolyes, Stephen Fry, Sandy Toxvig, David Williams, or Dame Maureen Lipton. There are many possible reasons for this, one of which could be that I never asked them. And that's the forward, and nor is it written by Jamie Oliver or Delia Smith, because it's not a cookbook. So that's the forward, genuine, I think. And then this is kind of, that's each chapter has a sort of, an image, and that is the Hastings Pier. But I know we're in Eastbourne. Don't worry, I'll get to Eastbourne. So that's that. And then this is it. So the book is sort of laid out with letters, and all the letters are nonsensical. So down the bottom, I plan to go camping this summer Instead, I spent a week sleeping in my kitchen with the windows open and the taps running. I've had the same experience and saved a fortune on camping fees. I'd recommend it. So that's the sort of stuff. And this is where I have to keep saying, you see, it's nonsense, because things like, Dear Mr. Barr, it's the annual away day of the Cicely and Dunstable Society of Mandolin Tuners and Clay Pigeon Fanciers. We spent the morning foraging on Tom Cruise's East Midlothian ferret and fungi farm, and the afternoon in A&E. Join us next year when we're planning a trip to Dame Judi Dench's line dancing themed ski jump and apple bobbing centre. So what I don't want is for Tom Cruise to sue me. Nor Dame Judi Dench, but anyway, it's all nonsense, so hopefully they won't. This one, I put this page up, where, oh, look, it's got nearly 100 pages. I couldn't believe it. So on the right-hand side, now, she's never given a Bavard here, but about 5 years ago, at the Kino in St. Leonard's, where I do the show, Sachi Kimura Lawson is a Japanese actress. And in her spare time, she's a rumpologist. This is true, I'm not making this up. She reads bottoms. The most famous bum reader, I don't know if you know, is Jackie Stallone, until she died. Yeah, so she was the most famous bum reader. But Sachi has carried on the tradition. She came and she gave a Bavard about bum reading. And she generally is a bum reader. And I said to her afterwards, would you read my bottom? Not on the night. And she is... Anyway, it's a trouser-on bum reading. It's not weird. Although it does kind of make you think, how does it work? But apparently, just if I diverse for a second, your left cheek is the past, and your right cheek is the future. The crack might be the present. I don't know. She didn't go into details. But I went over to see her. I went to her house, and I had to stand with these tight-fitting trousers. And she then channeled, she told me, she was channeling spirit guides, etc., etc. She wasn't, I mean, maybe she was making it up, sounded very genuine to me. And she told me things, and they could have been, I suppose it's like having your palm read or something. Anyway, I've written this. These pictures were drawn by Sachi Kimura Lawson, who spoke about bum reading at the Babel Bar in July 2019. They came from a personalised trouser-on, she's not a weirdo, bum reading, that Sachi gave to Tim Bavard. At his bum reading, the depicted characters appeared to Sachi, who explained that woman on the left, was me from a previous life when I was a mid-17th century female Russian aristocrat. And the one on the right is my husband. Obviously, yes. So anyway, that's the book. It's not just light-hearted nonsense. You will learn stuff in this, probably stuff you don't want to know, but yes, so there's more stuff and nonsense. People, including Enya, often ask me what my inspiration was for Orinoco Flow. In the mid-1980s, I managed a plumber's merchant in Wimbledon. It wrote itself. So anyway, silly. And look, so at the end of the book, and there's your pier.